Herman, and today we have a reading for you about somebody who didn't think that they would have to deal with any consequences for their disruptive or disrespectful behavior. We have the snake card, and this is somebody who's been, causing drama, or someone who has lied and hoped that they could benefit in some way by withholding the truth or exaggerating that truth. I do feel like this is someone who's trying to get another person in trouble or trying to get other people to take those consequences on that really should be due to them. But with this ship, it's not like a positive, like, oh boy, we're going on a vacation. It's more so like, we're showing you the door, heave ho, get out. Maybe there's a bouncer involved. Because this does feel like it's a public situation. At the very least, it's like there's a party and someone's getting tossed out, right? Hello, B. How are you doing? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box along with more information on how to become a member. You can get additional shorts and additional videos if you are a member. And if you would like to find my homemade soy candles on Etsy, you can also find the link in the description box below. Thank you to those who have checked them out and also to those who made recommendations on what new scents I should consider. I have to figure out how to name the one, like I ended up buying some essential oil. I actually have a little bit here. If this gives you any ideas. So we'll see what we get. Let's see. What shall we start with? Well, you know what? It's kind of difficult for me to avoid the brand new one. Wait, is that the right side up? I think that is, yeah. We have the Tarot of Japanese Poetry, which is really, really beautiful. So thank you to the amazing individual who sent that to me. You are the best. We have some really beautiful art on these cards. Here's the Queen of Spring. And there's some extra cards. So this is not just 78 cards like most tarot decks. I think it's actually 87. Kind of oddly enough, there's two Ten of Swords. So we'll see how that goes. Hello, Angel. I hope you're having a good day. And I hope someday I get to see Scotland. It just seems so beautiful. Hello, Rohit. How are you doing today? So we have the Nine of Spring, which would be like the Nine of Cups, and the Princess of Spring. So another reason there's more cards in this tarot deck is because usually we have Page, Knight, Queen, King, but we in this deck have Knave, Princess. What am I forgetting? Knight, right? And then Queen and King. So there's 5 instead of 4 in that, like, oh gosh, what do they call it? Do 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 do. I can't remember. The people, okay? The people. There's more people in this one. I'm doing well. Thank you, Rohit. Hello, Rohan. How are you doing? So basically, the Princess of Spring, I wrote it down because it's the edition is the princess one. Youthfulness, tenderness, sensitivity, romance, and spirituality. Interesting. And the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is about like wish fulfillment, getting what you want, desires, right? We've got somebody here who I think is I hope it's not another jealousy one, but I feel like there's admiration and a sense of that's not going to be for me, is it? Six of Winter or Six of Swords in the reverse, and the Magician in the reverse. Now, the thing is, the book did not specify reversals, so I suppose we need to keep that in mind. Maybe this will be another tarot deck that I don't read in the reverse for that reason. But I do feel like this is saying something has gone poorly. Something has not gone to plan with regards to a romantic offer. And now we have somebody who I think is acting toxic or losing control because they don't know how to get what they want in this romance or with this person that they feel strongly for. So that could be why we have somebody who is acting a fool, right? This could be a wedding that somebody gets thrown out of because, hey, number one, you weren't invited, and number two, you're not going to convince that person not to get married just because you're in love with them. So there's something here about causing a scene because they love or want, perhaps it's just desire, right? Someone who is rejecting them or who has rejected them. Hello, Celia Gray. How are you doing today? If you would like me to do a personal question for you, Rohan, I do that after the general reading so as to not interrupt the general reading. And you can tie your personal question to a super chat, and that gets you on the list. And that usually is at about 30 or 35 minutes in. Otherwise, please feel free to check out. I have like 11,000 videos on my channel, so presumably one of those would assist if this one doesn't. We have the Ace of Winter, which would be the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Summer. Interesting to get two aces. The Ace of Summer would be the Ace of Wands. See, I think this is someone realizing that the love of their life or the person that has, escaped them loves someone else. I think this Ace of Winter, you've got like a letter on the ground here, is insight or like information that comes in. Could even be a wedding invitation, right? That states somebody else is taking their person. This does kind of seem like a little bit jealousy focused. We have Temperance and the Page of Autumn or the Knave of Autumn in the reverse. That would be like the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is somebody who's feeling like they don't have an opportunity, like they have a missed opportunity here. I can't help it. I do want to read one of these poems, even though I won't read all of them. I want to know what Temperance says. Did I pass it? No, here it is. Spring day, the clouds lie on the knees of Big Buddha. That's cool. So that spring energy brings in promises of like new beginnings, right? New energy, divine blessings, healing, balance, harmony, peace of mind. So I think there is a great balance that one person has encountered or built in their life, but it upsets or angers this magician in the reverse who feels like they're not going to get what they want. Hello, Joshua. How are you doing? See the grade, we are at 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Hello, Riley. How are you doing? I hope you have a change in that sentiment. I'm sending you a big old hug, and I hope things get better for you. The day before summer. So this is one of those unique cards, and the day before summer, hold on, I wrote it down. Oh my gosh, this is the one where it looks like it got cut off. I have to show you. Because I felt like I had to kind of like guess. Where are you? Oh, I think you're back this way. So it kind of looks like, because there's a comma that's just like hanging there, it says hot times are coming, and there's a comma at the end, but there's nothing else there. But hot times are coming is kind of a funny sentiment. The poem is, spring is vanishing, the evening twilight cannot hold it. Isn't this why it is more beautiful than the morning dawn? Yeah, I don't know. It seems like there is something new being ushered in, right? Summer, new possibilities. But there's also an acceptance that spring is done. I feel like this is saying somebody has made a decision in romance and it's upsetting for someone else because they're like, but what about me? Seven of Swords, Seven of Winter. Someone who feels like now what they want is no longer possible. Knight of Spring would be the Knight of Cups. So now the time has passed and I don't feel like I'm able to express my interest or my romantic feelings for the person that I love because somebody else has already swept them off their feet, already proposed, already captured their heart. Five of Autumn would be the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Nine of Winter, the Nine of Swords. So we have someone trying to figure out, okay, now that I know that there's a romantic rival, do I say something? Should I express my emotions anyway, or do I just accept that this isn't going to happen? The Nine of Winter is normally, with the Nine of Swords, that person who's trying to sleep, but there's like restlessness and um, overthinking, overanalyzing. Hello, Vaccinator. How are you doing? Don't worry, you're not the toxic clown. Hello, Lemonade. What's going on? So we've got the Princess of Summer. That would be the Princess of Wands. And the Princess of Wands, beautiful, charming, energetic. And the Ten of Summer, or the Ten of Wands. The fact that this person is highly sought after and there's multiple suitors, or there's, you know, competing affections, it is stressful to this magician in the reverse. They're like, I love that you're beautiful. I love that you're charming. I love that you have this like joie de vivre. But it's a problem because now there's other people who have noticed. There's other people who are interested in you, and I don't like it. They just don't like it. This is the Fable Makers Tarot. It's far too big for my tiny hands, so you're just gonna have to deal with some awkward shuffling, okay? I don't know. Do you see? Do you see how many cards that is? That's like double what some of the other tarot cards are. We have the Chariot, the King of Swords, and another Seven of Swords, which is the Deceit card, right? Somebody who's hiding something. But with a lot of Seven of Swords, what you have is two swords left in the background, right? Indicating that there's something that could potentially ruin their little cover-up. What is the thing that moves? I can't figure it out. Okay, well, that's all right. And then with this Chariot card, we've got the legs that move on here. But I feel like this is someone who is going to get kicked out, right? With that ship at the beginning. This could be a destination wedding. This could be, you know, like an engagement party or a birthday party, but there's a group of people getting together. And I do feel like it requires a little bit of travel for some. And it is at this group event or this, you know, celebration where our magician in the reverse might first be made aware of the object of their affection being in love with someone else or even like betrothed, right? They are not looking in this magician's like direction. So the Seven of Swords, I feel like for most of this energy, it's really just about someone who had felt like they had to keep their affections hidden, but now they're frustrated because it seems like they waited too long. Seems like they don't have a choice anymore or a chance. We have the Hierophant coming through in the reverse. This is someone who is, I think, hearing about the person they're in love with being engaged. And it makes them lose their temper because they felt like they had more time. They thought they had the ability to still confess their own feelings or pursue some connection. But it's like, you didn't even give me a chance to like express those emotions. They are not happy about it. Maybe even a bit depressed. Do you see the rays of the sun moving? It's probably easier on my side to see these, but they're gorgeous. Yeah. This is someone who feels like they've been punched in the stomach because they find out that they're like the object of their affection is engaged. It kind of makes me think of The Notebook. Let's see what else we've got. This is the Love Oracle. What else do we have? Thank you for liking and sharing. I don't even care about sharing. Why did I say sharing? Liking and subscribing. Maybe sharing because this is how someone finds out about the wedding. Secret admirer. So they've been keeping this crush to themselves, and now they're hearing that the person they love has already got a partnership going or is already really close to somebody else. But I thought you would choose me, or I thought I would have a chance to, shoot my shot. Intuition, heart song, telepathy, inner knowing, thinking, missing you, craving, desiring, and karma, consequences, cause and effect, and debts. The Magician in the reverse, I do feel like they were holding off on expressing their emotions because they felt like they needed to deal with something else. They've been keeping their emotions to themselves. And it could be that they were also at a distance because there's some travel in this reading for sure. Someone who comes in expects to run into the object of their affection and like, oh, maybe we can like flirt, or I can finally tell you that I have this big crush on you. But they went about things the wrong way. So what makes this person toxic? Why do we have the Snake card? That's what we need to figure out. This is the Edgar Allan Poe tarot. What else do we have? Hello, Jiv. How are you doing? This is a tarot reading, and we have somebody who is upset to learn that there's an engagement. Feels like they've missed an opportunity in love. This could be a workaholic, someone who struggles to prioritize the social side of things. It could also be someone who felt like, give me enough time and I'll sort out the things that make it difficult for me to be in a relationship. And now that I've dealt with those things, I come back around, like The Notebook, like I built the house, but she's engaged to someone else. I was off doing what I needed to do. I thought I could come back and confess my love for you, but now I realize that you have not been focused on your own work. You've been flirting or dating someone else, and now with that Star card, it's like they're acknowledging the Magician in the reverse did not have any kind of like claim to the object of their affection, the Nine of Cups. So other people pursued a connection while this Magician in the reverse was not around. Three of Wands, and the Six of Cups. This could be someone who was a family friend, someone who went to school with this Nine of Cups. But with the Three of Wands, this is more travel, right? This is somebody who maybe went away for school or went away to start their own business. I do feel like it has something to do with work, or it was a pretty big investment of their time or energy, and they felt like they needed to do this thing. But now they're mad. I feel like this is someone they know too, right? Maybe I had expressed to my best friend, this is the person I want to marry. And then when I come back, I find out that the best friend is dating or engaged to the person that I told them I was in love with. But it is somebody that they know that is getting married to the person that they love. It does feel a bit like betrayal, but it also feels like they couldn't really expect their seat to be saved, right? Like, couldn't really expect this Nine of Cups to hold a space for them when they hadn't even confessed their feelings. Eight of Swords in the reverse and the Hermit in the reverse. Feeling like they went about this the wrong way, feeling like they should have told the Nine of Cups how they felt before they left. But now it's too late. Now there's someone else in the picture. It also makes me think of the Count of Monte Cristo. Hello, daughter of Saturn. How you doing today? It has been 21 minutes and 47 seconds. We have the 10 of Wands in the reverse and the Ace of Cups, the Fool, and Judgment. Yeah, I think the mad energy is really because I think the Magician in the reverse told someone else, I have a thing for that Nine of Cups. I think they're amazing. And the person they confided in, it wasn't the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups doesn't know that the Magician's in love with them. But someone who knew about it when the Magician in the reverse left decided, yeah, you know what? You're pretty right. That Nine of Cups is like hot. Maybe I'll see if, they have any interest in me. I think we have a friendship that ended because the Magician in the reverse wasn't around. So now we have I think it's an engagement party or an actual wedding happening. And it feels like so much more time has passed than this Magician in the reverse had thought. And they're worried, like, can I actually do anything, or do I just have to accept that this is like the reality now? No, we already did that. This is the Earth and Bone Oracle. Hello, Manish. I hope you're having a good day. All of my readings are free, but if you want a personal reading, please do a super chat or donate membership to somebody else. But I hope you're having a good day, Christina. We have the Pack, Inner Work, Community, Deep Connections, Celebration, Soul Tribe, and Sage, Harmony, Acceptance, Calm, Serenity, and Patience. Yeah. I was doing what I thought I needed to be able to make my, confession of love, but in my absence, I have somebody that, snuck around and decided to pursue the same person. So who's getting kicked out? Maybe it's not the Magician in the reverse. Or is the Magician in the reverse the friend? Oh, it could be our Eight of Pentacles is the person who was gone and had this secret crush. But there's three people, right? The object of affection, the Nine of Cups person, and then two people who were interested in that Nine of Cups, one of whom was gone for a long time. We have Nest, charity, generosity, sharing, and support. And prudence, number 30, self-assurance, honesty, integrity, perceptiveness, and clear-mindedness. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is very like Count of Monte Cristo. I think the Magician in the reverse is actually the person who has pursued and apparently proposed to the Nine of Cups. Keep in mind, it could be the Nine of Cups is a man, the Magician in the reverse could be a woman. The gender in the tarot is not really that important aside from the connotations of the card, right? We're not reading physicality of the actual person. But we've got a love triangle here for sure. And somebody was trying to like set up house or get their finances sorted. Maybe they needed to deal with a like family obligation. But now we have somebody who's like feeling a little bit upset because they were lied to. They come back around, they're ready to confess their love, and they find out this Nine of Cups, like someone else is into them. What else do we have, please? I wish you a blessed day as well. And yep, if you want that question answered, just go ahead and attach it to a super chat. Otherwise, I do also have some readings that have like at the end yes or no questions answered. I don't know how to point you in the right direction of those, however. We've got Queen of Wands, Elamaya, the Hidden God, divine power, guards against mental troubles. Hahael, I don't know if I said that right. Mission, protects against slander and impious people. So it kind of feels like whoever has been pursuing this Nine of Cups has lied, right? Because we have that Seven of Swords. But we also have this individual who's been at a distance. And they had to, for whatever reason, they felt like they needed to hide their feelings. And then we have Samael. Seduction and downfall, communicates with the dead, teaches the occult and magic. Magician in the reverse. Yeah, I think the Magician in the reverse is actually the person who is like connected to the Nine of Cups, but has betrayed this Eight of Pentacles individual, the one who was the Chariot, right? Who has dealt with some issues in a different location, maybe even abroad. Maybe it's just across the country, but they were gone. And someone else has decided they also like this person. Divine revelation, reveals messages, has the power to destroy. Ayabamia. I don't know if I said that the right way, you guys. You can make fun of me. I might have said it wrong. Alchemy and transformation, rules natural events, helps with spiritual progress. Yo, I do think it's the Magician in the reverse who gets kicked out, but I don't think it's because they were the one that was at a distance. I think it's because they lied about something. What was that movie? I think it's called The Truth About Cats and Dogs, where Uma Thurman was in love with this dude, but didn't know how to talk to him. So Janine Garofalo was like feeding her all these like witty lines and, improved her personality, even though Janine Garofalo didn't feel like she was physically appealing the way that she needed to be for that connection. I can't remember who the dude was. And then, of course, kind of predictably so, at the end of that movie, it's like, oh, so you weren't actually the one that was talking to me. I was actually talking to Janine Garofalo. I can't remember the character names. I think we might have some shenanigans here where the Magician in the reverse got where they are with the Nine of Cups through nefarious actions, or maybe even literally using the words of this Eight of Pentacles, or, you know, hey, these flowers are for you. Oh, they're from me, when they were really from somebody else, right? Thank you, Lee. Let me add that for you. Will X bail out this weekend? I've added that for you. Thank you, Lee. Oh, Lord. Okay. I think we need the Masonic Tarot. So what's going to happen with the Nine of Cups, the person that they both seem to love? I think they're going to find out the truth. Temperance in the reverse and the High Priest. Yeah, I think there's a relationship that ends. Chariot in the reverse. It's like, because I can tell you're not actually the person who is sending me those letters, or you're not the person I thought you were. You were just being manipulative, Magician in the reverse, in order to get me to see you the way that you wanted me to see you. But that's not going to hold out, right? That's not going to last. Magician. So the toxic clown that gets kicked out is the person who thought that they had basically clinched the deal, right? Like, okay, this Nine of Cups is going to marry me, or this person's clearly like feeling me, right? No, because our Nine of Cups ends up realizing they've been lied to. So the person who is engaged, or maybe just, you know, living with the Nine of Cups, they might be kind of proud, or, you know, like maybe they're smirking. But that smile is going to get wiped off their face because they lied about something in order to build this relationship with the Nine of Cups, and that seems to be exposed. It could literally be that they were supposed to, you know, buy some flowers or trinkets, or, you know, here's a set of golf clubs, whatever. There was something here that they claimed was their own action or were their own words, and it's not true. They were taking inspiration from, or claiming to be, this Eight of Pentacles chariot character. They were creating some illusion here. Oh, yeah, I totally get that, Lee. Hello, Flower. How are you doing? Let me add that for you. My black cat in house lately. Any guidance? Does Dad leave my kid alone? Like he said, I have to help. He seems too young for that. I hope he doesn't. Why did I feel that safety in my bike instructor arms feels a test? And awesome. I've added that for you. Where are we? So I think we just need these are like the drama ones. The Overthinker's Oracle. I'll just pull a few. What else do we need to know about this love triangle, please? I'm desperate for another chance. They were a downgrade. Twin flame, and you deserve so much more. Yeah, this is not who the Nine of Cups is meant to be with. So I feel like the Magician is the one who gets kicked out. They were trying to put on this little charade to get close to the Nine of Cups, but they weren't being genuine. Plotting and scheming a way to get you to love me again. leaving toxic karmic lifestyle behind. I think the Nine of Cups has realized that the Magician in the reverse has been playing a little bit of a game, pretending to be something that they really aren't, and also stepping on someone else's toes that they had claimed to be a friend to. And now this Nine of Cups is realizing, oh, you're like as fake as Matt Damon in that one movie. Ripley? Was his name Ripley? Tom Ripley? Yeah. Nine of Cups is like, I don't want anything to do with you. You lied to me and I figured it out. So they created some story, created some illusion about themselves, and now they're losing this Nine of Cups. There's a lot of drama. I hope it made sense. All right, let's see what we've got for those personal questions. Hello, Priyanka. How you doing today? Let's see. Let me add that for you. How will first meeting with Rahul? And Jeffrey. I've added that. Thank you, Priyanka. And hello, Melissa. How we doing? What's coming for me this week? Awesome. I've added that for you. Thank you, Melissa. Sounds good, Flower. Oh, I'm glad you didn't crash. And I am sending you my deepest wishes for you to have lots of delicious cheese. I had some smoked Gouda today. It was delicious. Love you too. Ooh, let me add that for you, Priyanka. Thank you. What does Rahul feel for me? And how he sees personality. I've got that for you. Thank you. All right, so Lee, we've got, will the ex bail out this weekend? Will Lee's ex bail out on the, I would guess, event or like taking care of Sage this weekend? Yeah, it does look very likely that he's going to cancel or bail out. Blame it on some sort of unexpected occurrence. But I think it's really about like trying to save money or save face. Ten of Swords in the reverse, King of Cups in the reverse, and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I see him lying about something, making it seem like a pretty reasonable justification for canceling, but it's really about mood or not wanting to be discovered if there's a lie. Is there some lie that he's trying to protect? He's just being selfish. He's not going to tell you the real reason why. Two of Swords. Yeah, he's going to be like, this is the reason, but it's really this one. What is that reason? Four of Cups in the reverse. Chasing someone. He's trying to chase someone romantically. He's blowing someone's phone up this weekend. Queen of Pentacles. A woman that he thinks he can get money from. So priorities seem to be a little bit off. I would say yes, most likely he's going to bail and he's going to give you some kind of ridiculous reason. You're going to know that it's probably a lie. Aw. Hello, Neon. All right. right. Let's see what we have for flower. Which one do we want? Yeah, we'll go with the Metamuse. So why is the black cat in the house lately? For flower, why is the black cat in the house lately? Oh, that's so cute. Tell your son I say hello. And the kitties as well. Let me see, where can I add that? We'll have a dog soon. I've added that. That's so sweet. I believe in you, Lee. You get a lot done, even when you're under a lot of stress. Definitely, a lot of people could learn from that, you know? All right, so for flower, why is the black cat in the house lately? Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Ten of Swords. The black cat senses danger. So there could have been like some cat-on-cat crime. Sorry, I had to. There could have been, you know, a bobcat or a cougar. I don't know what you have over there. You probably don't have bobcats, right? Is that an American thing? I don't know. But I feel like the black cat feels there is danger. So there's some fear, and I don't feel like I'm at my, you know, I'm not in good fighting shape. So there's a desire to kind of hide out or avoid that problem. Yeah, so this is like, I gotta acknowledge that that could be a problem. So the black cat is trying to protect itself. And I do feel like you're going to see an example, like you're going to have some sort of confirmation or validation of that. Maybe, you know, hear some or I don't know, maybe even, you know, some kids fighting out in the street. There's some. And what guidance does flower need, please? Within the next week, probably next several days, like 4 or 5 days, there is someone here who says something that's wrong. Someone who, maybe it's an accusation, maybe it's, you know, oh, I think I need to respond to the court by June 15th. And you know, whatever they say, that it's wrong, right? With the Hermit in the reverse, you're like, and this is like telling you, do not correct that person. Do not interrupt your enemy when they are making a mistake. So apparently you don't like this person. Apparently this person kind of deserves a little bit of a reality check or a little bit of karma, but you are being advised to don't tell them that they're wrong. It's my favorite color too. I love it. Yeah, there is someone here, you know what's right, and they got it wrong. It's like if you were, I don't know if you've ever watched Price is Right, but if you were in the showdown, you're not going to correct your opponent if they've got the wrong price, because if they quote it wrong, you're more likely to win. So not to be like totally like petty or anything, but yeah, don't correct this person. They're wrong, and you should keep that information to yourself. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Swords in reverse, do not correct them. And does the dad leave Flower's kid alone? There have been instances where he's been left alone, but I'm not seeing that it's consistently an issue. I do feel like there is brevity to it, right? It's a quick thing, but it's like a little bit more comfortable for the father to justify like sneaking out for a second. Is this a problem that needs action? Yes. I don't think it's like I'm leaving and, 4 hours go by, but it's still not a good idea. Princess of Cups and the Two of Wands. There needs to be a better approach to that. I don't know that he's been, like actually in harm's way, but it needs to be a different approach going forward. How to help? Like, is it just a conversation? Is there an overprotective grandfather? Because this is what I'm focused on, is this dude right here. And he's looking at this guy. I feel like there is a family member. Maybe it's an uncle. Maybe it's a cousin. Maybe it's a neighbor. But it's this King of Pentacles. It's not the father, but there's someone who like backs you up on this. Like, hey man, you need like a 20-minute break to run to the store? Like, drop him off at my place. I'll watch him for that 20 minutes. And right next door, whatever it is, this person's like, I got you. But you gotta like anticipate that, right? It's just, I feel like the father doesn't really want to inconvenience anybody. Why does Flower feel safe in the instructor's arms? The Chariot. Death. Seven of Wands. Because this person is actually protective of you. This is someone who, like what I'm seeing in my mind is someone who makes you walk on the inner, or not the inner, I guess, the outer side of the road to like be between you and the traffic, because if someone's getting hit by a car, it's not going to be you. This is someone who does have the desire to protect you. Does this person have good intentions? Yes. I do think, wow, we have 3 sevens. The Chariot, 7 of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles. I do think that this is someone who would take very seriously a relationship with you. Is this a test for Flower? No. Stop. I have 4 sevens about this guy. I think something's going to happen. This is someone who's been through a difficult period in their life and they have taken that like dark night of the soul path. So this is someone who knows themselves, and I think would actually invest in a relationship with you. They've experienced some deep loss here. Maybe someone's passed away or they've had a really difficult end of a relationship. But instead of it making them like curl up into a ball, they have worked on themselves as a result of that. Hello, Sandra. How are you doing? To you as well. What's up, Redbeard? Yeah, I don't blame you or your kid. You got to make sure that things are covered. Hello, or is it? Welcome to have a conversation in the live chat, but please keep in mind that if you're here to recruit religiously or judge people for their beliefs, I will block you. Okay? Hello, Art. How are you doing? Yeah, so I would think if he said that, Flower, there's a good chance that he had that he had his heart broken. The circle around is flowers. This person thinks about you. You cannot rush that connection if it goes somewhere. It's because you've had patience, right? You haven't rushed this person. But I do feel like this is someone who knows how to love. You gotta probably be willing to wait a while, though. Okay, keep it moving then. Hello, God's World. What's up? So the last question we have is, will Flower's son, for Flowers reading, will Flower's son have a dog soon? It's literally the card with the dogs on it. I don't see it being soon. With the moon, I do feel like there is some sort of fake out. So, you think you're gonna get a dog, or someone says, I have, a dog that I found, and it might work out, but then it doesn't. And then there's another opportunity and that works out. So, what's the time frame on this? I do feel like it would be probably about 2 months out. But there is something that your son can do. If your son is able to demonstrate, I know how to, take care of a dog or take care of some of those responsibilities associated with having a dog, that expedites things. But I do feel like your son needs to know that there's a chance there is a dog that is mentioned, or like maybe this will work out and then it doesn't. I don't want his hopes to get dashed by that. But there is the number 2 is really important. We have the 2 of Wands, we have the 2 of Swords, and then there's 2 dogs on here. So the second go round works out. And I do think it's about 2 months from now. And I hope that that ends up being just like the best friend that your son could ever have. Let's see what we've got for Priyanka. I just got to make sure. Okay, I did get that. Hello, Bruce. How are you doing? Yes, that's a good song to align with that reading. Good call, Arts. I love that. What a cutie. I hope you both have a wonderful rest of your day. Let's see what we've got for Priyanka. Let's start with the first one you asked. How will the first meeting with Rahul go? I think you specified in Jaipur. How will the first meeting with Rahul go between Priyanka and Rahul? 7 of Swords in the reverse, 10 of Cups in the reverse, and the Queen of Cups. So there's this like kind of vacation feel to it with the 10 of Cups in the reverse. It's like I'm out of my comfort zone. Maybe there's some nerves here. Maybe there's a little bit of like trying to feel like you know what's going on, even though there's a lot of new things, new environment, right? Very honest energy with the 7 of Swords being in the reverse. And the Queen of Cups, loving energy, romantic energy. High Priestess, 5 of Cups, and the 8 of Swords in the reverse. Very honest energy. I see it being a pretty, like, this is what I was hoping it would be. But what's this 5 of Cups? There could be an argument, but I feel it's avoidable. I think there is a possibility that while you are meeting Rahul, someone else messages or calls you. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's a good thing to keep your phone on silent. Don't lose your phone and then have it on silent. But I do feel like there's something here where someone calls or texts you, maybe even sends you a picture. But that notification may be seen by Rahul, and then it's like, who's that? What's going on with that? Is that somebody that you would rather be with? Make it so that those notifications don't show up on the exterior of your phone or have to be unlocked. Or make it clear, even better, make it clear to that person you're not interested in hearing from them. But I feel like there's someone who could start an argument while you're meeting with Rahul by messaging you. And I don't think you're interested in this person. But because we already know that Rahul is nervous about this could start an argument. So if something is done for you, if you are not interested in a suitor, close that off, tie up that loose end before you meet Rahul. You don't want them messaging you. Maybe even just block them, right? That's easy. Hello, Dennis. The first 35 minutes are general reading, and then I start with the personal questions. I don't know much French. I'll have to work on that. Pero yo hablo español y posiblemente hay algunas palabras que son similares. No worries. Have a great rest of your day, Art. And for Priyanka, we also have, what is Rahul feeling for Priyanka? Definitely very attracted to you, but more than that, feels like you are his divine counterpart, King and Queen of Wands. These two are meant to be together. So I don't know if you are Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or perhaps he is, but mostly what I'm getting is very passionate interest. I want to be with you, but it's not just physical attraction. It's, I think you are the person that I'm looking for. I think we could be very happy together. And this 10 of Wands is the, I hope that we're done looking for romance. I hope you're the person I've been looking for. I would like to be done with that. Justice in the reverse. Ace of Cups. But he's worried. This keeps coming up. He's worried that you haven't made that determination yet. Are you convinced that he's the right one for you? And how does he see Priyanka's personality? Someone who is very selective. Someone who maybe has a little bit of a different perspective on morals, principles. There's some differences between the two of you. Is this person more reserved? Is Rahul more reserved? No, I think you're more optimistic. And with the 9 of Cups in the reverse, it's like, I feel like you are seen by Rahul as a little bit wild, a little bit unpredictable. Yeah, I think that's kind of what he likes though. It's like, I like that 75% of what we believe is common, but that last, 25% of you is a little bit of like a wild card. And so you would make life very interesting. But again, with the fiery energy, very strong attraction and loves the energy that you bring to the room. Or I don't know if you've spoken on the phone, but this is like, I like how you communicate. You are very different from the other people that Rahul has known or pursued. And he likes that. You are your own person. I wish you luck with that, Priyanka. I hope it goes very well. This person's clearly quite taken with you. And let's see what we've got for Melissa. Hello, Jimmy. How are you doing? Um, Bruce, if you're talking about how to identify them in a super chat, just assigning each like one letter, like letter A or letter C, that could be helpful. I will say that in general, in the questions, I feel like Spirit does quite a lot of work for you, figuring out who you're talking about. But yeah, in order to differentiate, I might just use a letter. So for Melissa, what is coming in for Melissa this week? What is happening for Melissa this week, please? Oh, that's my favorite too. Or like birthday cake ice cream. But if I go for like a milkshake, I want strawberry. I haven't done it in a long time, but it used to be one of my favorite things to get like McDonald's French fries and dip them in the strawberry milkshake. All right, Melissa, what is coming in for Melissa this week? We have the Four of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles in the reverse with Judgment in the reverse. There's going to be an opportunity, Melissa, for things to take a better path. So this would be like a promotion, or this would be like increased emotional intimacy with somebody. But it requires that you trust your gut. It requires you to trust your intuition about something, even though I feel like you're being told by someone else, probably advice-wise, that you're wrong. But if you listen to somebody else, it leads to a sense of loss. So stick with your intuition. What is the intuition advising Melissa to do? There is a decision this week regarding what to put your time and energy into. We've got Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. I feel like consensus from a close friend or family member is wrong. Yeah, Hierophant in the reverse. Six of Cups, Page of Cups in the reverse. I feel like someone's telling you not to accept something, or telling you like the wrong one is the right one. So trust your gut, trust your intuition, because I feel like it disagrees with whatever this person is saying. Do they have some bias here? Do they know they're advising? Who is this person? I don't like them. I'd like to give them a piece of my mind. They know that they're misleading you. This is like, okay, so I used to be in corporate sales, right? And I have integrity, and I don't like, or didn't like, no, I still don't like when people mislead a potential buyer on something because it would make them money. Is this right for you or is it not? I feel like someone's intentionally misleading you and giving you the wrong information or recommending the wrong thing, and they know better. But they stand to gain from it. So someone here is changing up what they're recommending based on what they want for themselves. So yes, they're doing it on purpose. That's funny, Flower. Hello, Steven. How are you doing? And will Melissa be able to sidestep that? Only if you listen to your intuition. There is a risk here that you're going to like, oh, okay, you probably know what you're talking about. They might, but they also know they're lying. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Seven of Wands in the reverse. So maybe it's too expensive. Maybe it's a waste of your money. But don't listen to this Queen of Pentacles. They're giving you advice based on what works for them, not applying it to you or giving you the right piece of advice. So you might even need to get like a second opinion, for example, right? Yes, I will be keeping you in my prayers. But again, you have this intuition and it's telling you, that doesn't sound right. Just remember my face. Oh, that doesn't sound. Carmen warned me about this, and you'll be fine. That's funny. All right. I think that's all of them. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping